What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT. You don't know if I'm winking or I'm blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 12. Spoiler warning, obviously, for all things Walking Dead, show, comics, and definitely Season 10, Episode 12 of The Walking Dead TV show. Now, is Season 10, Episode 12 the best episode ever? I don't know, but it's definitely up there. It's definitely a top 10, maybe top 5 episode. But before we get to it, guys, please hit that subscribe button. Help us achieve our goal of 100,000 subscribers. Show us some love by subscribing. If you are a member, thank you very much. Hit that join button to become a valued member of our PT channel, Walking Dead family. And make sure you ring the bell to be notified when we post videos every day. Now, the opening was great. We have a whole breakdown if you want to go talk about that. But it set the tone from the previous episode, and I'm really glad that they did that. And in all the chaos, we see Magna. Kind of crazy, right? Does she have the guts trick going? Yumiko's loading arrows, and, they focus on her a little bit. And in all the chaos, Yumiko sees Magna. And I don't know if this is good technique or not. I'm not an archer. I don't have a bow and arrow. But I don't know if it's good or not. Let me know in the comments. But Magna is there. But where's Connie? That's the big question. We still don't know if Connie got out, if Magna was lying or what, but Magna said they both got out and she was holding her hand and then she lost her grip. So hopefully Connie's out. But there was explosions after fire. It was exciting. It was the start of the episode and it was crazy. And then boom, night turns to day and the battle is over. And the Whisperers won and Negan takes out the King Topper and Alpha didn't like it. The dynamic between Alpha and Beta and Negan is interesting. Now, if you've seen the episode, you know that Alpha's taken out, and Beta is going to be leading the Whispers, which we kind of thought would happen. The dynamic with Negan is pretty funny, and right here, and kind of throughout the episode, Negan reminded me of Tommy Lee, the drummer for Motley Crue. Anybody else think that? No? Okay. But I'm hoping this is a showdown. This is foreshadowing of Negan versus Beta later this season. I hope it happens. Now, the whole part with Negan and Aaron was interesting. And they didn't want to give it away that Negan was like, I'm working with you. And Aaron was like, why shouldn't I kill you? But I guess Aaron and Luke and really everybody that was separated, I hope they meet up pretty soon. I have to say, there was 2 moments in the episode where I almost broke down and cried. And it was with Gamma. The whole Gamma part of the episode. This part, Kelly, Alden, just everything related with Gamma or Mary. And the dynamic with Adam, and she saves Adam and Alden and Kelly, and it was just nice. And I had a feeling that, Gamma, Mary, whatever you want to call her, Thora Birch, was going to die saving her nephew and helping the group. I didn't know it was going to happen this way, but it was just very impactful. And the fact that she ripped Beta's mask is pretty cool. But it's got me thinking, wouldn't the masks break down over time and the hair just fall out? But either way, Beta killed Mary. Or Gamma, whatever you want to call her. And it was interesting because Gamma was fighting off the walkers, and then Beta came out of nowhere and was like, "Gah." And the fact that his mask is torn is pretty interesting. And that's definitely Ryan Hurst. You clearly see it. But how did this guy know? He's like, it's you. It's you. Well, who is you? We're still going with the famous musician, country artist. And Beta didn't really like that very much. But it's like, such a small part of his face is exposed and the hair was covering it and that Whisper was pretty far away. But either way, Beta didn't like that and killed that guy, which was like, man, that's pretty messed up. Killing your own people like that because you knew who you were. But either way, Beta is a true villain. He killed Gamma, Gamma turned, and Alden, being the nice guy that he is, took out Walker Gamma instead of killing Beta. You should have just done that. Gamma's not going anywhere. You should have just took out Beta. But nope, that's not what we're doing here. But Alden was pretty cool to shoot the arrow. And I kind of enjoyed the way the groups were split up. Carol, Eugene, Yumiko, and Magna. Alden and Kelly. Daryl and a bunch of people. And this is where Magna tells about Connie and getting out. And, they were walking in the horde and now they know they were here. But I'm guessing the fact that Magna broke up with Yumiko is setting up more parts for Yumiko. If you know the comics, you know that Michonne was a lawyer and Michonne's leaving the show. And Yumiko's a lawyer. So I would assume that Yumiko's going to get all those parts that Michonne does at the Commonwealth, what I'm talking about. Felt bad for Carol and the dynamic with Yumiko, but was it justified that Yumiko punched Carol? A lot of people would say yes. Yumiko isn't messing around, and that shows that she's a strong female. She'll never be able to replace Michonne, but I think they're going to give her more and more parts for the future to be a strong female character. And I have to say, I do like Yumiko, or Yumiko, or Miko, however you want to say it. This part had me laughing. It was like, this walker comes out, you know how they do, they're hiding until it's, right around the part. And Carol's sitting there on the log, pushes the hand away. And then she's probably thinking about, should I just end it? Should I become a walker? I don't want to see that. And I'm glad she didn't. She killed the walker, and she had a nice heart-to-heart with Eugene. And it was nice. I don't really see these two interacting that much. But that was the second time that a woman told Eugene to go get her. Go get Stephanie. Well, they say go get her, and we know it's talking about Stephanie. And it's funny when Eugene puts this whole big verbiage behind it, like, I can't do this and I can't do that, and it's very important on there too. And Carol's like, yeah, it's very important. Just, break it down a little bit. You don't have to use these big fancy words. It's very important, so go do it. Carol finds Lydia's staff because they were right there. What are the odds of that? But either way, Carol found the staff. Lydia survived. And we lost some characters, but they were impactful. They were meaningful, and it helped the story, and it really made the episode. It was done in a great way. Some people were worried about Nabila, what the actress said on Twitter. She survives. She's safe. She's worried about her kids, and Jerry's kids survived. And this is a big group, You see Rosita, Daryl, Diane, my God, Jimmy, Jerry, Nabila, and a bunch of characters together. So I would assume they all go to Alexandria at some point, right? I mean, maybe not next episode because that's Michonne's episode, but the episode after that. My guy Jimmy, I had to highlight him. He doesn't get enough pub. I want him to have some lines. I want him to have a name on the show. In real life, his name is Jimmy. He's my guy. Shout out to Jimmy. Then the cabins. It was like Cabin Central or Shack Central. All right, go to this one. Nope, they're at that one. And I mean, man, how many shacks and cabins are they? Nope, they didn't go to this one. They're at the other one. Lydia was in another one. And it had vibes of the Grove, just this part, and especially the part with Alden, Kelly, and Gamma. They had Adam. It just reminded me of Tyrese, Carol, and Lizzie and Minka before, just remind me of those together. I know it's not connected, but it reminded me of that. Anyone else see that? Let me know in the comments. And then this part. This is what got me too, or got me as well. Earl and Judith. And I love Judith. Kaylee Fleming is great for the show, but Earl looks terrible. And I'm just not sure how he was bit, but he's got the idea to help the kids, and he was all about helping the kids. How do you not like this guy, right? He took Judith away and really saved them. But when he hammered this in, I'm thinking, that's just going to fall out when he smashes his head on it, right? He should have flipped the table over and did it the other way, and I don't know how he got bit here. I mean, it's so high up on his forearm. He was up there, using the catapults, and then he was down and got Judith out. We never saw how they got out and what they did, and we didn't see him get bit. But, either way, it's impactful. I feel bad for Earl. He's going to see his wife and son. It's nice, and it's impactful, and they always do this on the show. When they give a character more story, more lines, they kill him off, we're supposed to feel for that character. But Judith really showed me a lot here that she's going to step up and really be the future of the franchise down the road. Maybe she can carry the show after the comics are used up. But Earl, he was doing the right thing. Maybe he should have just went outside. But, it was sad, for sure. I felt bad for Judith because she was asked to do a lot of things. And, it's a little kid. She's 11 years old. The whole thing with Ezekiel reminded me of when Carol was in the prison hiding from the walkers and Daryl found her, just with where his hand was and stuff. But Ezekiel got up. He was like, what happened? Where are the kids? Oh, Earl's got the kids. But in the opening, we saw this. And we saw an explosion. And we saw Ezekiel ask, where's Judith? And there was a fireball behind him. So what happened? We don't know. And I don't really need to see it. But either way, they got separated. We saw the Barrington house is pretty tore up. It's all burned up. And, it's still standing. And they can rebuild it and, replace the fire damage. But it's pretty tore up. And they got to get back to where they're going. They went to the one safe house, but they weren't there. So they had to go to the other one. And this shot is very telling. You can see all the kids are sleeping, and Judith is the protector of these kids. She's going to step up and be a leader. And I just feel like they're setting up for Judith to lead down the road, where they're doing the whole thing where, okay, is he alive? Is he dead? Did he take himself out? And then Judith grabs his arm, and then, it's the classic horror thing. 3 amigos here. Judith's like, I got this. I don't need you 3. I'm Judy Grimes. Come on. And Judith's just sitting there like, she's been through a lot. She killed a whisper, a person, and she had to put down a friend. But it's definitely the same cabin, shack place that Henry took Lydia before, and also Gage and Addie and the other guy took Henry too before. You could tell by the foosball table and the stuff on the walls, and they had to be right around Hilltop, but the Whisperers didn't find them. Either way, it looks to be the same cabin or shack or whatever you want to call it from the previous season. You feel for Daryl and Judith, and they're there for each other. And then the craziness right here. Nice foreshadowing in this picture. And the buildup is interesting. We don't know if Negan is going to take Alpha to the cabin or shack that Lydia's in. Turns out that it's not the same one, but like again, how many shacks are around there? But either way, you can tell that Negan is trying to talk some sense into Alpha. We got some backstory of Lucille, Negan's wife, and she lost her hair, fighting pancreatic cancer, and maybe that's why Negan was attracted to Alpha, reminded her of Lucille. But the whole thing with, is she going to get out? Can she get out? Is she going to make it? Is Negan actually going to sacrifice Lydia for this? And it was interesting because you didn't know what was going to happen, which was good storytelling. Even though some people were like, it was so predictable. It was this. It was so obvious what was going to happen. Well, if you read the spoilers, you knew it was going to happen. But the fact that Negan said some personal things was great for the story. But you could see he was trying to talk some sense into her. But she wasn't having it. She was all about killing her daughter, which Negan couldn't get behind. And Negan loves kissing Alpha, by the way. But I enjoyed when they got to the cabin, and you didn't know if Lydia was in the same one or not, but when Alpha opened the door, and Lydia opened the door, and we could see it was totally different. So Alpha was not going to kill Lydia, and Negan saved Lydia, because Negan is the protector of Lydia. We already saw that, so that was good storytelling in my opinion. But when Alpha looked in the cabin, and it was different, and we're like, oh, not there. And Negan's reaching for his knife, and then takes her out. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty great. It's very memorable, and it's epic. And it's just like the comic, basically. Different with the shack and Lydia and this and that. But Negan takes out Alpha in a very similar way with the knife, with, just kind of the whole sequence. Pretty gross right here. But I guess it's symbolizing that Negan is letting go of his dead wife because he saw his dead wife in Alpha somewhat. Maybe the look and the bald head, but the story connects Lucille with Alpha and, everything there. And then when the head rolls towards the feet of this person and it's Carol and the line, took you long enough. Pretty awesome. And then it ends. It's like, whoa, awesome. Just like great, right? So we found out who let Negan out. And again, it wasn't Brandon. For all the people like, it was Brandon. It was Brandon. Nope, it was Carol. So I'm not sure what the future holds for Negan. What's going to happen for this guy? Is he going to fade away and walk away? How can he coexist with Daryl, with Aaron, with Maggie, with anybody? But it was awesome. It had the feels. It had the action somewhat. It had the big moment with Negan and Alpha. I don't know, to me, it's going to be hard to beat episode 609, No Way Out. But this is a good one, for sure. It's definitely in my top 10, probably top 5. So let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. I'm super excited for next week, Michonne's last episode. If you're interested in my Zombie Apocalypse book series, guys, check out the link in the description below. All these books are available now. The proceeds from the sales come back to the PT channel as well as my book series. I hope you join the fight and pick up your copy today. Thank you guys for watching, and tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.